Just what's it been like to see it all come back together again with all the, the backdrop and everything, just getting to host again?
It's a very exciting backdrop. We walked in, I'm like, oh, they jazzed it up a little bit. It's just always exciting to be in postseason. And it's on another level when you get to host. So getting some extra games in Bogle, getting to play in front of our fans, getting to stay home and prepare. It's exciting. So we've felt like the longest week ever. I don't know. It's just felt like a really long week waiting. So we're just thrilled that tomorrow we finally get to play again.
You said that after the SEC tournament, the team had some really productive talks. Could you just go more maybe in detail, kind of what those talks were about?
It kind of varied for the individual, but it was just incredibly productive of just kind of where we are, what we've been through, and what we're looking at. And I think that everything happens for a reason. So when you look at our Mizzou game, the situation between, having to play half of it one night or more than half and then coming in and finishing it the next morning, I've actually never been in that situation before, even though we've dealt with so much weather. But in that sixth inning, we were probably like 5 inches away from a grand slam off Ken's at bat. And if that game goes differently, we maybe don't have those conversations, and we needed to have them. And so it, kind of just led to, I think all of us just taking a breath, and knowing that what we had done throughout the course of the year was meant to happen, the highs, the lows, and no matter what, moving forward, we took the lessons and everything else didn't matter. And so, there was just different depths of that conversation, but I just think it was really productive for us moving forward.
You have a lot of upperclassmen on the team, a lot of seniors. Just this time of year, what's the value, in having, your Hannah Gambles?
Oh, there's a lot of value. I mean, I think experience goes a long way. Having been there and done that and felt the highs and felt the heartbreak and all of those things, I think only gets you more prepared for the next time you get to face it. And so I think that it prepares them. I think they're ready. I think it's fun hearing Morgan's perspective, in her grad year, and it's her first experience, and just wanting to see the name on the selection show night and getting to host, and getting to host for the first time. Even though there are veterans, they're still new to that. So there's different levels of excitement, but we're all, really looking forward to playing Fayetteville tomorrow night.
Can you talk about all SEC selections that you'll have this year, and just what's that like whenever you see that many players get awarded for their work?
Well, it's exciting. I know I was listening to them talk about how they found out. They announced it when we were playing in the second part of our game. And so for us, we don't even really get that excitement of feeling that with your team for the first time. But it's fun to celebrate individual accomplishments, and we celebrate those a ton because they're a reflection of what we do as a team. And so when we have that many players honored, one, they put together really great work in the SEC, but it also is a reflection of what we did as a team. And so we celebrate it as a whole. It's pretty exciting.
Can you talk some about SEMO? I know it's been a minute. It feels like a long time ago since you saw it. It was only a few months ago, but just what you see from them, maybe that changed since the last time you saw them.
Well, I think they're in a completely different spot than they were when we played them before. It was a few months ago, so it doesn't feel like that long ago, but it was also a lifetime ago. And I feel like we're a different team, and I feel like they're a different team. Watching video and just kind of seeing where they've been, they won their conference championship, and they're playing really well right now. And so what I remember is their batters take ups. They have a lot of lefties. They have a lot of lefties. They punished our misses. And they have pitchers that keep you off balance with a lot of mixed speeds. So we know it's going to be a big battle. When you get to the postseason, you everybody's fighting for their lives, and everyone's at a different level of how they got there. They won their conference championship. We went through the grind of the SEC, and so we both are going to be ready and prepared, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, talking with Mark earlier, he said that he was just excited to get to come here because there's a relationship there. They've come here before and they know the ballpark. And just what's that relationship been like with y'all and SEMO? It seems like y'all get together pretty often.
Yeah, well, it's a good working relationship. I really like Mark a ton. He's really just one of the good guys in the sport, so he's good to work with. He coaches his team the right way. His team's always really well prepared. And there is that familiarity for them because they play in our tournaments quite a bit. But when you face SEMO, you're getting high class, highly prepared. They play the game the right way. They play hard. And so you're getting that with Mark's teams.
We talk about just kind of like the different paths that your team took to get your SEMO took to get here. Obviously, they're really hot right now. You guys kind of had a bit of a break. Do you think that can play into your advantage as a team, having some time to kind of just reset, regroup, and get ready for this first game?
I think it can play to your advantage, and it could not. I think that's still left to be seen. I think that we got some rest. I think we had some really purposeful conversations and really purposeful practices. And so it's nice to get to have that. And then you look at a SEMO who's coming off of a conference championship, and so you don't know. You don't know what's going to play to your advantage when you get to this point. All I know is that we've learned a lot along the way. We've grown a ton. We're battle tested, and we're ready for it. And so we're going to put everything out there. Hopefully it goes our way. If it doesn't, we're going to know that we put everything out there.
And then just any key areas you guys worked on of the game as a team this week leading up to this first meeting?
Well, I think that's kind of the beauty of going into the postseason is there's not just one thing you can focus on. It kind of takes you back to your non-conference part of the season when you're preparing for 3 teams and anything can happen and they're going to throw everything at you. And so we looked at different defensive sets and offensive sets that the other teams run. We looked at pitching, but we are focused on SEMO. So we know different things that they've changed in offensive strategy since we've played them before. And so we put some of those things into practice. And so
Thanks, guys.
thank you.